Hey everyone, welcome back to Insidious Unfiltered, your source for sports. To those who already like to subscribe, we appreciate you. To those who not, please like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials. We've been announcing this for the last couple of weeks, but we have launched our website. It's www.insidiousunfiltered.com. You can go ahead and check that out. On that website, we have all of our social media links for our YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and now we're on Apple Podcasts. So if you want to check us out, you can check that out there. And you can also watch our latest episode and our latest interview right from the website. So if you want to do that, go ahead and check it out. So today we're going to be doing a recap of the boxing match between Lopez and Ortiz. We're going to be doing a Super Bowl recap where the Niners lost to the Chiefs in overtime. Ooh, my heart. We're going to be talking about UFC 298, Volk versus Topuria. There's also some bangers on that fight card. It's on Saturday, so we're going to talk about that. And then we're going to get into a little bit of our cards and card breaks. So I have filmed our first card break. I opened 2 mega boxes, but I haven't put it out yet. So I'm still working on that. But we kind of do want to either get into card breaks or just opening up packs online, either posting it to YouTube, maybe get on TikTok and do it. We haven't fully figured that out yet. But we're going to kind of get into some of that. And then we're going to have an interview update. So our goal is to always constantly be uploading content, and we would like to have more interviews. So, but we'll get into that later. So first off, man, let's talk about that fight. I mean, just initially, what did you think of that Lopez versus Ortiz fight? I mean, it was on a Thursday, which was weird to begin with. I guess it was Super Bowl weekend, but I mean, man, it was kind of slow, I guess would be the best way to put it. I don't know if it was as bad as the Shakur fight, but I don't know. What do you think?
Teofimo started landing a couple of decent shots in the later round, and then towards the end of the fight, I don't think Ortiz did enough to win the fight, because a lot of the time he was throwing punches here and there, and then he'd like circle around the ring and wouldn't want to come up and fight Teofimo in the inside.
I'm going to go through the combi box, and like I said, for me, I thought Ortiz had won. I mean, we've seen fighters in the past like Floyd and a couple other guys who have more ring generalship, and honestly, like Teofimo needs to learn how to cut off the ring, because Teofimo was a stronger guy in there, and he was a more intimidating presence, but literally right after the fight, he was yelling, I think, to Keyshawn, or he was just in general, he was just like, nobody wants to fight me, and he's like, well, I'm like, well, Ortiz was fighting you, but yeah, it's a craft, right? It's an art. And that's his way of fighting, is he's very tactical, very technician. Hit and not get hit, right? And I think that's where it's like, that's why I thought he won the fight. But at the same time, it was weird that I thought that he started crying, because I don't think he thought he won the fight. I could be wrong. And 2, he's saying he doesn't want to fight, or no one wants to fight him, but he won't fight Jose Ramirez. I'm just going to say it. It's the truth. Like, they've been trying to get him in that fight. No one wants to fight Jose. So I'm just going to go to total punches, because there's like jabs and power punches. I'm not going to get into all that. But the total punches landed for Lopez was 78. And the total punches landed for Ortiz was 80. So Ortiz landed him by 2. You know what's crazy? Ortiz threw more punches than Lopez did. Ortiz threw 409. Lopez threw 364. So it wasn't that he wasn't throwing punches. So I think that's where people are getting it twisted. Was Teofimo landing more power punches? Yeah, he was throwing with more intention for sure. But Ortiz was landing more. So basically, if you break down all the punches per round, and if you gave every single tie round to Lopez, where they both landed the same amount of strikes, Lopez would have won 7-5. But I don't know. Just to me, I really don't think he did enough. Like, he couldn't cut off the ring, and he was getting mad. And I'm like, well, dude, you're overpowering him, but you have to learn how to cut off the ring. You fight guys like Devin, Ryan, Jose. Who else am I missing? Raleigh or Pitbull. Like, you're gonna have to. You can't just rely on being a bull and going in there and trying to knock somebody out. Like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. I think the fight was close. I still think Ortiz won. I feel like a lot of fighters also thought Ortiz had won as well.
One thing I want to say about the fight before we move on is that referee who scored the fight 117 to 1-11.
The
You
referee.
remember that? You
I
don't
mean, the
remember the
judge?
referee or the
The
judge?
judge. The
Yeah,
judge. Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't see in any realm where it's 117, 111. Like, I mean, and that's me saying you're going to give every single tied round to the champion, which is like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if UFC does that either. But I mean, it could have
Pretty
been tied.
crazy.
It could have been close. I don't think it like 2 rounds for Teofimo over like 7-5 Teofimo. I mean, whatever. But I feel like a lot of people didn't think Teofimo won, and I don't think Teofimo's stock went up from that fight. Me personally. So the next thing we're gonna do is get into the Super Bowl recap. That was a tough one, but what I will say is I'm glad that I do not have to buy a Purdy jersey and wear it. So, all my crap talk about Love and Purdy will still be around. Nothing against the person. It's just being a Niners fan. The one thing that we're missing and have been missing for a long time is a really good quarterback. I think honestly, like our last really good quarterback was Steve Young, and that was like when I was a baby. So, I mean, I don't think Colin was very good. Jimmy G is obviously not very good, and it's not that Purdy isn't great. I just think they hyped him up a little too much, and I think his lack of experience was the difference maker. Um, I was kind of saying this at work. I was telling some of there's other Niner fans at work. And I was like, I really would like them to bring in a veteran quarterback, and I don't know if it would be as like the veteran quarterback starting or maybe just I don't know. Like I don't know. Someone was like, well, what about Steve Young coming in as like a QB coach? I was like, that would be interesting. I mean, I don't really know how Steve Young would be as a coach. I mean, he's a great quarterback, Hall of Fame quarterback, but um, I almost wish that we had somebody where they would come in and learn behind somebody. Like Jordan Love isn't that great, but he has flashes of Aaron Rodgers in certain aspects, and I'm pretty sure he picked up by watching him. You could say the same thing of when Rodgers was behind Favre. I mean, it's one of those things where young quarterbacks can really learn by watching somebody. Mahomes behind Alex Smith. Alex Smith isn't a Hall of Fame quarterback by any means, but he has a lot of experience. Um, and some guys are out of college ready to go, like CJ Stroud, and some guys are not. Well, it also depends on your team, right? But I mean, some guys are ready and some guys are not. And, I think for the Niners, who are losing quite a bit of people, not really any big name starters, but salary cap issues, they're on a win now situation. So it's like, what do you do? Do you go out and get a quarterback? Or if you don't have the cap, do you stick with Purdy, but figure it out? I mean, they fired Steve Wilkes, which I'm like, I don't know. I
Questionable.
don't know how I feel. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, but I will say that Wilkes had a questionable defensive issue in the Super Bowl that caused Kyle Shanahan to call a timeout and be like, "Why are you playing zone? We need to be playing man." So the Niners have been playing zone all year round or all year long, and I didn't agree with that because we have the talent to go man. So I don't understand why we were playing zone. Um, there's some rumors, and obviously, and I'll leave this in. I'm not going to cut this, but I've heard Billy B coming, Coach Belichick, for to be the
Oh
defensive coordinator
yeah,
because he used to do that for years. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I would love for that to happen, but I think he's too big of a name. I don't know if I think he's going to be want to be more involved in an organization rather than a role like that. But who
yeah,
knows, right? Because there is no head coaching positions available. Um, Another rumor. It's all rumors and theories. It was like, oh, what if Tom Brady came back? And I'm like, dude, I would love that. But why would he do that? He's older. He has a deal with Fox. Like, he's going to make
yeah,
plenty of money. But that would have been great. Like I think this year was to have Tom come in and Purdy to learn behind probably the greatest quarterback of all time. Regardless of how people feel about that, I mean, it is. He is who he is, and he's from the Bay, so it would make a lot of
yeah.
sense.
But
Um,
I don't know. I just don't see. I just don't see the 49ers bring in another quarterback to because
well,
of
they
what
do need a
Purdy
backup
has.
because we are
Oh
losing
yeah,
to Darnold.
Darnold.
Yeah. So I mean, Purdy's done good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that he's not. Like, I just don't know if we can win a Super Bowl with him. Is what I'm saying. I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm just really thinking and looking at it. Like he did really well in the first half, or really the first quarter ish. Like, I think he was like 10 or 11 completions in, and then after that he completely fell off. There's just a lot of weird things that the Niners are doing. Like they kept feeding McCaffrey, which is great, but by the time the fourth quarter came around, he was absolutely gassed. And then they put in Elijah Mitchell, and he got like 8 yards on a run, and I'm like, leave him out there. Like I know McCaffrey, who's probably my favorite player in the Niners right now, loves to be in every play. That's his drive, and I know as athletes, like that's what you want to do is you want to be that guy every play. But a lot of these teams that had a lot of success had a lot of like 1A, 1B guys. Look at Miami. They had 1A, 1B, 1C. I mean, look at Detroit.
Yeah.
They had Montgomery and Gibbs, 1A, 1B. Gibbs could be 1A too. I mean, if you wanted to, Even the Falcons had Bijan and Algier. They had a lot of guys there that they could use. They didn't even use Cordell Patterson really, and that's another great running back that you can use. That little older, but we hardly use Elijah Mitchell this year, and I think the Niners just need to kind of take a look at it and be like, okay, well, what are we going to do for the longevity of players, but for the team? Because honestly, for me, I don't think McCaffrey can do another workload like this without getting hurt. So I don't think it's going to be in his best interest to play every down of every game. It's not realistic. That's if we want to go back, right? So I don't know. I mean, I just think the game, first quarter 0-0 was a good game, and the game was great. Like, I mean, I think it was one of the most viewed Super Bowls ever, and it was a really good game. The halftime show started off a little slow, and then it picked up once Alicia Keys came out. Hey, that was good. I was like, oh, okay. And then in the halftime it was 10-3, and then the freaking dreaded Atlanta Falcons curse, man, came back. Mahomes is infamous too. And then after the third quarter, the Chiefs were up 13-10. The fourth quarter it was 19-19, and overtime they threw a freaking I forget what the play was called. It was something weird. It's like Tom and Jerry, I think. They called the play Tom and Jerry, and they won 25-22. Yeah, Tom and Jerry. And Hardman didn't even know that he won the Super Bowl at that point. And I'm just like,
that's crazy.
Like, I just truly feel like the amount of experience Patrick Mahomes has is what won them the game. Because on paper, their team isn't anything crazy. They have a great running back. They have probably one of the best tight ends of football right now as far as offensively, and Travis Kelce. Like, not blocking, but catching the ball, receiving tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Rashee Rice is good, but he's still a rookie, and they had lost Tyreek, and this was very winnable. I mean, there was moments in the game where we should have won. We shouldn't even gone into overtime. But I think what it is at the end of the day, Mahomes had that experience, just like Brady had that experience over Mahomes. To beat Mahomes 2 times. Mahomes has his third Super Bowl win. He's probably the greatest quarterback of our generation as far as for this era. I'm not talking about like Brady's and all that, but I'm talking about for this era going into football. He's probably that.
Yeah.
He's that Tom Brady guy. Obviously more talented. Not to be mean to Tom, but I'm talking about like his athleticism and his speed and everything else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think they have a dynasty. It'd be interesting to see how they do. But I think if the Niners wanted to do something, they need to hire either a QB coach that's either an ex-quarterback or just something. They need something for Purdy. Honestly, who I'd really like is Drew Brees. Except for Drew Brees has a cannon of an arm, but Drew Brees is a little guy that knew how to get the ball and throw. And Purdy has a little bit of speed on him. I think that'd be a great guy for them to try to come out and be like, okay, let's work with him. Let's try to figure something out. And there's some stuff with Ayuk. I don't know if that's real, if he wants to leave, or I don't know what's that all about. But
probably just emotions after a big loss like that.
I mean, I think we're still set up to win. I think we still can win. I think we just need to really, besides our injuries, which there's nothing you can do about that with Greenlaw and Hafunga and Debo got hurt, Kittle got hurt. They came back, but I think we just gotta tighten up some things, and unfortunately, like it always falls back on the quarterback, but that's just the way it is. Like Purdy's gonna have to step up.
Yeah,
he didn't really show up in the second half of football, and he's got to show up. And checkdowns are not always going to be there, and if the pocket's going to close on you, bootleg out, run play action. Learn how to throw on the run. But But
That
yeah,
was a
that was a tough one. I wasn't
tough game.
overly hurt about it. I mean, I think more people were more hurt about it than I was. Like I said, I told everybody. I think I said on the last episode too that I'd buy a Purdy jersey if he did well and won the Super Bowl. Because if he played like shit and he won the Super Bowl, I wasn't gonna buy one. But I would have swallowed my pride and bought one. And I had it sitting there in my cart ready to go too when we were up. It's like I'm gonna freaking swallow
What
my
if you would have bought
words,
it before the
bite my
game
tongue.
ended?
Nah, hell nah. I wouldn't have. No way. But
One more thing. I think it was really what's the word I'm looking for? It was really
rigged. It was rigged. No, I'm just kidding.
No. It was really shocking that you guys didn't know the overtime rules.
Yeah, that was a little concerning for me, but it sounded like Kyle knew the rules. But it sounds like not all the players on the Kansas City knew about the rules, but it sounds like some of them knew. But it sounds like a lot of our players didn't know the rules.
Yeah.
For Super Bowl overtime, which I thought was interesting.
Well,
I don't know who that falls on. I don't know if that's
overtime
Shanahan
in general.
But I wonder if Shanahan just kind of kept that to himself and just let the guys play. Like, I'm not really sure. I mean, really what they should have done is they should have went for 7. I mean, they should have went for 7 instead of kicking a field goal. I mean, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, they should have ran it on that 3rd and 4 or whatever, 3rd and whatever it was.
Yeah,
McCaffrey, that whole drive.
I mean, like I said, there's
freaking running.
Yeah, but they should have put in Mitchell. They should have put in Mitchell. They should have put in Mitchell because he was fresh. Everyone was gassed. Defense was gassed. Offense was gassed. Put in the fresh guy, like, you know.
Yeah.
But Juwan Jennings showed out. I'm sure he's going to go get a contract somewhere. So I'm happy for him. I would like to retain him, but I don't think he stays. And honestly, like, if anything too, like, Niners need a line. Like, Trent Williams is still there, but that's really everybody else, and we need some guys. Whether it's drafting, trading, like, we need to figure it out. So,
yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm still, I'm bummed, but it's not like the end of the world. It's not like I haven't seen my team lose a Super Bowl before losing the playoffs. So, I mean, I know there's some Cowboy fans at work. I'll say it like that. The boy Angel, who likes to say, "Oh, well, you guys still haven't won." I'm like, well, at least we got there, right? Because there's not a lot of teams that can go. I mean, the Rams won, right? You guys' Rams won, but
we won.
Cowboys
we lost
haven't even
in
sniffed the Super Bowl,
and then won in 2022.
Yeah, but
yeah, man. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say. It was tough. I really thought that prop of Kelsey proposing was going to hit. Not that I bet on it, but just I thought it was. But there's
That's
always
funny.
next year, and a lot of our show is dedicated to football. So for those of you who have been following because of football, we are going to shift into more boxing and UFC. And kind of as I talked at the top of this, we're going to kind of get into some cards and do some card breaks. So you're going to kind of be seeing a little bit of variety until fantasy football starts coming around in preseason. And I mean, we'll talk about playoff basketball and probably playoff baseball and stuff, but there's too many damn games in basketball and baseball to be talking about it. Too many teams, too many games. We don't have time to do daily stuff. So
yeah.
But the next thing, and I kind of want to get into this really quickly, is I'm going to get into UFC 298, Volk versus Topuria. That's Saturday, February 17th at 7 p.m. Pacific. It's at the Honda Center in Anaheim. Dude, it's so close to you.
I know.
Oh, man.
Take an hour.
Man, it's a hell of a car, too, bro. I might need to just drive down there, dude.
Let's go.
No, you have the card show. What do you mean, let's go?
Bro, I'd go
to
this any day of the week over a card show.
I'm like, get your exclusive Instant Filter water bottle? I'm just kidding. No, we have.
Oh, I thought you covered the Hydro logo with the stickers.
I actually have. I actually have a water bottle. It's downstairs.
Oh, really?
Check all that out on our shop. Yeah. But UFC 298. I'm just gonna kind of go over the 4 fights that I think that are pretty well-known names. I don't think there's any reason to go through all the prelims and stuff. And I think UFC 300, I'm actually going to bring on Steven. I'm actually going to hit him up. I've told you about that because he's like really in the know with the UFC.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. I was probably going to bring him in for that because it's going to be some big fights. And then maybe he and I will break that down.
Connor's return.
Maybe.
When is 300?
I've heard. I don't know. Let me see.
September?
April 13th. Right now, the main event is Weili Zhang. What happened? No, it's April 13th
April?
This year. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's Weili Zhang and Zhang. I don't know who the heck that is. That's for the main event, women's strawweight. They definitely need to beef up that card, though. I will say that. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Connor's not fighting.
But they do have Davison Figueiredo and Cody Garbrandt fighting, though. And Kayla Harrison's fighting Holly Holm. That's some good fights. But I'm gonna kind of go from bottom to top. Top being the main event. So we have Merab versus Henry Cejudo. That Merab is a bantamweight. He's Aljamain Sterling's stablemate. So he's on a 9-fight win streak. He didn't want to fight Aljo because they're stablemates. So that's why he never got a crack at the belt. He does have 4 losses, but a lot of them are like even like one. Well, 2 of them were like his first 3 fights. He lost 2, and then he lost 2 right when he came to the UFC, and then he's won ever since.
Wow!
Yeah, he's beaten John Dodson, Marlon Moraes, Jose Aldo, and Peter Yan. So I mean, those are some pretty good names. And Henry Cejudo, who I think a lot of people know, he's a Triple C. He's won a gold belt in wrestling. He's won the belt at 135 and the belt at 125, I believe.
So that guy that you just said, he does not like Sean, right?
Merab. Talking about Merab?
No. I'm talking about
Henry Cejudo?
Yeah, him and Sean don't like each other.
I'm sure they all want to crack at the belt. I'm sure Merab doesn't like Sean either. I mean, he beat Aljo. So, I mean, but Cejudo, his 3 losses are all in the UFC. He lost to Demetrius Johnson the first time at UFC 197, a long time ago. And then he went to beat, then he lost to Joseph Benavidez, the fight right after. And then he went on to beat Mighty Mouse at UFC 227. I mean, I think DJ won still, but either way, he became the champion, and then he knocked out TJ Dillashaw after that, knocked out Marlon Moraes, knocked out Dominic Cruz, and then he lost to Aljo in May of last year. And so that's how Aljo, so he knocked out Dominic Cruz in 2020, and then he retired. He became a double champ, retired, and then he came and tried to fight Aljo for the belt, and then lost by split decision. So then, but now he's fighting Merab. That should be a good fight. The odds on that is Merab is minus 238 and Henry Cejudo is at plus 195.
Who do you think wins?
So they're both big wrestlers. Merab has some hands, but I think Henry has the power. I think it'll go 3 rounds, and I think Cejudo wins. I think I take the plus 195. Cejudo's also just fought in bigger names, and he has a lot more experience. I mean, Merab is good, don't get me wrong, but I think just Henry has been... You can't tell me an Olympic gold medalist is going to get out-wrestled.
Yeah.
And that's what Merab's biggest thing is throwing strikes while wrestling. So he doesn't have a lot of power. So I think Henry gets it done. That's my first dog right there. If we're going to be putting a pilot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need your tips because I'm gonna.
Oh well, don't worry. I'll after we talk about this, I'll put a four-lay for y'all for a parlay on these fights specifically.
All right, bet.
So the next fight is Jeff Neal versus Ian Machado Gary. Mind you, Merab's number 2 in the bantamweight division, and Cejudo's number 3, with Sean being the champion. So for the next fight's a welterweight belt. It's Jeff Neal versus Ian Machado Gary. Ian Machado, or let's go Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal is 14-5 with 8 knockouts and 2 submissions. His losses, 2 of them came before he got to the UFC. And then some of the notable names that he's beaten in the UFC is Belal Muhammad, Nico Price, Mike Perry. You know Mike Perry, BKFC. He lost to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He lost to Neil Magny. And he lost to Shavkat Rakhmonov. I think we saw that. I think we talked about that fight too, at UFC 285. Maybe not. But Shavkat Rakhmonov is a beast, dude. That's the guy who beat Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Well, we talked about him then. Remember we did our little our preview. So, but he also beat Vicente Luque. So Vicente Luque is pretty good too. So he's pretty cool. But he's like 5'11", 170, and then Ian Machado Gary's 6'3", 170. Tall guy. He's from Ireland. He's like the next. They're trying to compare him to Conor. I think Conor had a little bit more mystic behind him, you know, and also all the Irish people came out for him. But he's 13-0 with 7 KOs and 1 knockout. Or sorry, 7 KOs, 1 submission, and some of I think honestly the only big name that he's beaten is Neil Magny. Who, you know, Jeff Neal did lose to Neil Magny, but, you know, this guy's still young. He's 26. He's getting into the UFC, and he's trying to make a name for himself. He had to pull out for a fight because I think he got sick. I don't know if it was COVID or the flu or something happened in his last fight. Okay. So, you know, 6'3", 170 is pretty tall. So, I mean, I think I like him in this fight. He's at a -238 favorite, and Jeff Neal's +185. So I would take the -238 on that. I don't know the odds off the top of my head for finish, but I would say he probably finishes Neal if I had to take a guess. The next fight is it's a middleweight bout between Robert Whittaker, who I think we all know he fought Izzy a bunch of times. He was a champion at middleweight for a while before Israel came around, and then versus Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa, besides being absolutely jacked and having like no body fat when he cuts down to 185 pounds, he walks around like at a heavyweight.
That's crazy.
But he's 14-2. Paulo Costa is. His only losses were Izzy and Marvin Vettori. Besides that, he's beaten Luke Rockhold, Yoel Romero, Uriah Hall, Johnny Hendricks. I mean, those are just some of the names. I mean, he has a pretty good fight record. 6'1", 185, and he's fighting Robert Whittaker. Whittaker's 6 foot, 185. Whittaker's losses are twice to Izzy. He lost to Duplessis. He got knocked out by Duplessis in his last fight. That's why Duplessis fought for the belt. And he has early on he lost to like Stephen Thompson and Court McGee, but he was at 185 instead of 170. Or sorry, he was fighting at 170 instead of 185. So he moved up in weight after those losses. So really in the more recent time, so between, what is it? So from 2014 to 2018, he didn't lose, and then he lost to Izzy in 19. But some of his wins are Uriah Hall, Brad Tavares, Derek Brunson, Jakar Souza, beat Yoel Romero twice. Then lost to Izzy, beat Darren Till, beat Jaron Cannonier, beat Kevin Gastelum, lost to Izzy again, beat Marvin Vettori, and then lost to Duplessis. So he has a really good record, really good. Like, he's fought in some really good guys. He has been knocked out, but, you know, in my opinion, I think he is the favorite at -238. Paulo Costa's +185. Paulo Costa absolutely blows up during fight night. Right after weigh-ins, but I think Robert Whittaker gets the job done. I mean, Paulo Costa has great power in his hands, but I think Robert, with his experience, gets it done. I think it'll be I don't know if they knock out each other. I think it'll go 3 rounds. So, if it's a 3-round fight. Because it's not a title fight, so it should only be 3. And then the main event is Alexander Volkanovski versus Ilia Topuria. And the odds for that is Volk at -125 and Ilia at +105. Ilia is 14-0 with 4 KOs and 8 submissions, so he's a pretty good finish rate. He only has to finish 2 of his fights. And being in the UFC, some of the people he's fought is, and he knocked out Ryan Hall, Jai Herbert. He submitted Bryce Mitchell. We saw that. That's the guy that got knocked out by Josh Emmett, and we were like, what the heck? We thought he died. And then Ilya Topuria beat Josh Emmett, the guy that knocked out Bryce Mitchell by decision. 25-minute fight, 5 rounds. So he's pretty good. He's 5'7", 146. He's Spaniard, but he fights out of Georgia, not the state, the country.
Yeah.
And Volk is 26-3, 5'6", 145. And I mean, Volk lost twice, so 2 of his 3 losses are to the 155 champion. I mean, he lost to Islam.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not going to fault him for that.
Fight.
And then he took the last fight on like super short notice, and he didn't even come in shape. Like he just tried to make weight.
Yeah.
And then he lost in like his 4th fight ever in Australia. He got knocked out. So I mean, like since coming to the UFC, some of the notable names is he's knocked out Chad Mendes. He beat Jose Aldo. He beat Holloway 3 times. Beat Brian Ortega. Beat the Korean Zombie, and then beat Yair Rodriguez from Mexico. So Volk has an absolutely crazy, like track record of the people he's fought.
Oh yeah.
And even though Ilya Topuria is on his 14 fight win streak, I think Volkanovski gets it done. And it's funny, during the press conference, Volk was wearing like old man clothes and acting like he was sleeping. That. And I think because Ilya said he was old, and I'm like, he's only like 35. I think he's not even that old. So, but I think Volk goes in there, and I think honestly he might knock him out, dude. I don't know. So? That's gonna be a banger. Volk's favorite at -125, and Topuria's only at plus 105. It's close. It's close. I think Volk gets it done though. I just think Volk has too much experience, and he has a lot of power. And I think people seeing him get knocked out by Makhachev are like, oh, well, I'm like, yeah, but he moved up in weight on short notice. I mean, what are you gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
He took the risk, and the risk didn't pay off, and it is what it is. So yeah. So if I had to do a 4 leg, I'm going plus 195 Cejudo, -238 Gary, -238 Whitaker, and -125 Volk. And if I had to say who's going to get knocked out who, I would say Gary probably gets a knockout and Volk gets a knockout. I don't think Whitaker or the Cejudo fight ends a knockout. I mean, Cejudo might, but I think that one will go 3 rounds. So.
Well, I'm gonna book it, bro. So.
Book it. Let me know.
I should better cash.
That'd be crazy, huh?
Let's see what the odds are. That'd be pretty funny.
You looking it up right now?
Yeah. Let's see. UFC. So Cejudo, Ian Gary.
Yeah, I'm going. Yep.
Robert and Volk.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But let's see what Tony pays. Tony pays 201. That's 201? Not bad. Yeah.
No, that's not bad at all.
100 pays 1100.
Damn.
Oh wait, no, 106. Wrong. 106. 100 pays 1006.
Oh, 1006. So basically, it's 10 times your money, whatever you bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, that would be my 4 leg. Yeah. Is Cejudo, and this is just wins. It's Cejudo, Gary, Whitaker, Volk. So if you got $20 and you got Fliff, not a sponsor, throw it on there and see what happens. I think the only fight that I could see maybe going crazy is maybe that Volk fight. You do it. Let me know. Do it. Give me my half commissioner fee since that's what you wanted for your card. If I want to sell a card, you said half. You said half. But the next thing I wanted to get into is cards and card breaks. So I ended up doing a little film where I bought 2 mega prison boxes, and I opened both of them. I have a light, and I did it with my phone, and it was interesting. So still working out some kinks, but I bought a what's that box called that I bought? Do you remember?
No.
The green one? I'll look it up. I bought a. Let's look on Amazon. Sorry, just give me a second. I bought a. Come on. Being so slow.
Absolute
I bought the retail box, the 24
Prism.
packs. Yeah, I bought this one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so I bought the
yeah, the one that was
24.
split.
No, you didn't split it with me. Don't even start lying. You want to give me that Laporta? You can split it with me. Um, but so I bought that retail that has supposed to have 3 checkers in it. There's been some banker cards, and yeah, so we're gonna be kind of I'm gonna be putting out some YouTube, some TikToks, some lives, and some reels, trying to figure out what exactly we're gonna do. But I'm gonna start just filming our box openings. And if people are interested in doing breaks, like I know there's a lot of breakers, so I don't know if we're really gonna get into this, but we'll kind of see with the family and friends and everyone who watches. If people are interested in breaks, we can do breaks. It'll probably be more of like a Venmo situation, and we'll kind of go from there. Um, but man, I mean, Bebel and I actually have some cards that we bought together. I can kind of just show you some of those. So if we were to sell these, we'd have to both agree. But we got like a prismatic Jameer Gibbs. We get a rookie gear. Also, Jameer Gibbs patch rookie card. It's pretty clean.
I
A rookie. I want to get a silver one of these.
thought you did.
We
Oh
have a
man,
hidden
I was
hooker
Levis.
Lions. This is a $50 card right now before being graded.
For no reason.
This one is for sale though. This one is for sale. So if anyone is interested,
How
I have
much?
a best offer. I have a silver Khalif Raymond. All these silver cards are worth money. An old orange pulsar. Sorry,
Is
Jameson
that
Williams.
J-Mo? Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jack
Jack
Campbell rookie
Campbell.
card, orange pulsar. Brian Branch, I think. Yeah, Brian Branch. Sean Johnson. Is it backwards for you guys?
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, don't show that card, bro. You can
You can
put
see
that
it, or
one
is it
back.
backwards?
No, you
Is
can
it
see it.
backwards? For me, it's backwards. It's
No, I can
backwards
see
though.
it. I see it normal.
Oh, you see it normal?
Yeah, I see it normal.
And Jack Campbell rookie card. I think that was base. But yeah, no, I started getting back into my cards because me and my bro were doing it back in like 2013, 2014. And yeah, I'm gonna go get some cards graded. Did I get one card? I bought one card that's graded. I buy another one tonight. We'll see.
No,
Bebo has
you're
a green pulsar for
not.
sale. A Tom Brady. I got this Tom Brady
I
from the
got
year
a
when he
lot of
won the Super
cards for
Bowl. I think it's a
sale.
2004 card.
What is
I'm
it?
gonna get this one graded. Um, it's a Tom Brady, the 2004. I got a prismatic Christian McCaffrey. I just got this one today or yesterday. It's a hype Travis. Isn't that sick?
That is pretty sick.
This one's pretty clean.
Oh,
Prison Break Jamar Chase. Then a fireworks Tyreek Hill. Fireworks Josh Jacobs for my Raiders fans.
boo.
These are clean right here though. These patches.
Yeah,
JSN
that's pretty
rookie
clean.
card. This one dope. She
Puka
Rice.
Nakua? Oh,
I do have a Puka. This is a John Dodson. This is my pride right here. I'm gonna get this thing bad boy graded. It's Anthony Richardson Green Pulsar
sure.
rookie card. I think this is my JSN. Oh no, this is my Zay Flowers. Look at that.
Zay Flower.
These are all the cards I've been pulling. Chain.
Devon A. Chain.
Broderick Jones.
Trash.
Debo for my Niner fans. This one's for
Trash.
sale. I got Algier, Zach Moss, Shaq Thompson, all in green pulsars. Derek Forrest Jr., Josh Reynolds. This one might be Bebbles. We'll see. Matthew Stafford.
That is not going to be mine.
You don't want that?
Go Rams.
Got Tanner McKee, rookie, green pulsar. Bevel's favorite player, Deshaun Johnson.
Trash, bro. I
What do you think
hate
about
that
this?
he's in the Rams things. The mailman.
What you think about that, bro? Silver, Will Levis.
The
Looks pretty centered, bro.
mailman.
That looks centered, bro.
Is that a 10, bro?
That might be, bro. That's clean as hell.
That's like
That's
a 7-3.
$75 raw. Got some rookies from the Patriots.
Is
The
that
Patriots fans.
Keyshawn Booty?
Yeah, they got booty and white, bro.
You have to keep the booty.
The booty, bro. I
You
got
have
the
to
booty
keep-
at home already, bro.
All right, bro.
Got Chris Rodriguez, rookie card. And then some silvers, I'll just name them. I got Debo, Andre Johnson, Michael Gallup. I think I'm going to sell this one to Angel.
Dang, showing us all your cards.
I'm showing the good ones I got, bro. I'm selling them. Any Eagles fans out there? I got Jason Kelsey's last card right here.
Oh.
That boy's retired. That's pretty clean, though. The wrong Josh Allen. Bastard.
That's funny.
Justin Campbell. I got Derrick Henry. Probably sell this one to Xavier, huh?
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
want that one.
Wait, nah,
Same
he's
with
not going to want that.
Why not? It's his favorite player.
Bro, that guy's
with
not
this.
a Titan no more.
It doesn't matter. He's probably the greatest Titan ever. Maybe not. Maybe Warren Moon. But yeah, I mean, there's some crazy cards. We got JSN, Orange Pulsar. I got Derek Hall. Chris Rodriguez. We got Chase Young. That's kind of boo-boo. So I got Derek Forrest Jr., Bobby Wagner, Tyler Lockett. And then I have like literally any rookie card you can think of this year. I probably have it. Just I'm going to show you a few. I got Bryce Young. Bevel has a autographed Laporta that I'm going to buy off of him. I got a base Will Levis.
Right.
Bevel wants this one really bad.
Hey.
Look at. I can see it.
Look at
What is that?
mine.
You got a base Puka?
You want this.
I got a Rashiris. Who's that? CJ?
Yeah.
I got a Kincaid. I got JSN, Charbonnet, Carter, Pace, Quentin, Bigsby, and Spears. But yeah,
This
I mean,
is
I have
what
these
you need to buy
cards.
off of me.
I'm going to be sitting. I'm going to have a lot of these cards sitting. I have old cards, new cards. I don't even know who that is. Is that even Ian Pace Jr.?
Is it show backwards for yours?
That one's clean. No, it's straight. What's is it numbered or no?
It's number 3 out of 35.
Nah.
I swear, bro.
That's something. What's the comp on that right now?
Like $20.
Oh, that's not bad. Was he good this year
It's
or no?
not gonna focus, but it's 3 out of. Huh?
Was he good this
I
year
swear
or
I
no?
never heard of him.
Oh.
I don't know. I never heard of him.
But yeah, if people are interested in card breaks, let us know. Comment, hit us up. Our Instagram, Facebook. Hit us up on our website. I am going to be opening that retail pack though when I get it. I'm going to be getting it Wednesday, so maybe our next episode I'll open that. And if people are just interested in us opening packs, maybe we'll try to open up a box or so, or maybe some hangers. Basketball's being popular, maybe some baseball, some Bowman's first. The tops just came out. The ones, Topps Hobby Box 1. But yeah, you guys just let us know. And if that's something you guys are interested in, maybe we'll do that and we'll just film it with our podcast and then release them separately. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I'm getting some good cards. I'm going to send some to get graded. And two, if you are looking for a card we are down to sell. I mean, I know you're probably down to sell some of your stuff too, right, Bible? So
yeah, I have a couple of things.
But yeah, just let us know. And the last thing I kind of wanted to get into was the interview. So we are going to keep doing interviews. If you want to see our last interview, we interviewed Eric Tafoya. He is the captain of the Order of the Gauntlet of Rose. They do the armored combat. It's pretty brutal, but also freaking sick,
stuff.
crazy. One hell of a sport. We're working towards getting onto the Olympics. So, I mean, it is something definitely to check out if you are a fight fan or combat sports fan.
Yeah.
I'm working on getting a couple more boxers, maybe some more local guys. MMA, there's a couple guys local that I've been in touches with. I would love to get a Alabama basketball player, if you know what I'm saying, on the
Oh,
show.
really?
Yeah, I don't want to say his name, but um, if you can't, maybe you hit up our cousin and see if she. I don't know how that would work, but I don't even know if we want to go down that rabbit hole. But I'd like to get him on. That'd be kind of cool. Because he is going to be probably draft eligible, right? Is he getting drafted after this year?
I would assume so.
So that might be somebody to get on, get his thoughts. But yeah, and if there's anybody local or somebody you guys want us to get on, I would love to get like Sinicio Estrada or Jose Ramirez on. I'm working on that. Rich Torres Jr. would be a fun one to get on too, local guy. But yeah, just kind of want to give you guys a little update. We are working towards it still. But with the holidays and like this week, we kind of filmed our episode a little later because Valentine's Day. So, but yeah, we'll be working on that, and we expect more content to be released. In closing, thank you to everyone who stayed to the very end. And as I said at the top of the podcast, to those who really like and subscribe, we greatly appreciate you. To those who not, please subscribe to our YouTube and our Spotify, and we're now on Apple Podcasts. And you want to stay up to date to anything we have going on, you can check us out on Facebook and our Instagram and our TikTok. And if you want to see these episodes, or if you're not really sure what our socials are, or you're just trying to find any kind of our content, you can go to www.incidentstofilter.com. We'll have our latest episode, our latest interview, all of our socials, all of our pictures from our Instagram are linked. Everything that's there, our shop, our store, merch, everything's there on the website. So until next time, everybody, peace.